and welcome to Eatistic. Today we are making Jamaican bread pudding. Oh my God, this is a very awesome recipe because you're making it from your bread scraps and your stale bread. Imagine that. Now, when you buy your bread each week, the portions that you don't eat, the portions that get really stale, or the back of the bread that some people don't eat, save them in your refrigerator, in your freezer actually. So save them in your freezer, and weeks later, this recipe this is made from bread we saved for over 2 months ago. Take it from the freezer, have it defrosted, and make this delicious, you're not going to be disappointed. This delicious recipe. Come on, let's cook. All right, so first I'm going to start with our bread. Now, these are breads that we had been saving over a few weeks. Like, I think this has been 2 or 3 months that we've been saving these breads. Some of them are stale. Like, after a week or two, you don't want to eat that bread. You just put it in the freezer. So we store them in the freezer. So I have different types of bread. The back of the bread, the hardo bread. I even have hot dog buns in here. There's burger buns, the small ones. Different kinds of burger buns, hot dog buns, so even different texture of bread, brown breads, white breads. So these are breads that my family, we don't eat once it gets too stale or after we've had it too long out. So we store them in the freezer, keep them there. And I took them out the freezer about an hour ago, and now I'm going to cut them up for you guys for us to start our bread pudding recipe. Awesome. So here we go. Just cut them in cubes. It's going to take a while, so I'm going to cut the video and get back after we're done, but I just want to show you how we're going to cut these up. It doesn't have to be perfect, just cut them in cubes. So if the bread is too frozen after you've taken it out of the freezer, it's okay. You can wait a little longer, or you could even put it in the microwave to get it a little softer so that you're able to cut it. But as long as the knife is able to go through it, then it's fine. All right. So don't worry about the type of bread. As I said, different types of bread are fine. Bread pudding is very versatile, so the different types of bread even makes it even better. So I'm cutting different types here for you so you could see the different textures of bread. Oh, we even have a bagel in here. Yeah, we don't eat breads after like a week or two after it's been out. We don't eat it, and sometimes when it's in the fridge as well, we don't like it that way. So we just store them in the freezer, and after a couple of months, we have enough to make our bread pudding recipe. So this is how you don't waste food, guys. Utilize everything to make something. All right, it's very unique and it's very delicious. All right, so the bread's all cut up here. I'm going to come back and we'll show you how to make the rest of the recipe. All right? All right, so it's time to combine our other ingredients. So here we have 6 eggs. So we're making 2 bread puddings. So we're doubling the usual recipes. So if you want to make 1 bread pudding, you use half of the recipes that we're giving you today. So earlier we cut up 10 cups of bread. We'll show you that after when we combine the recipes. But right now we're doing the other half of the ingredients. So we're using 6 eggs. Here we go. We're going to be using butter, melted butter. You could use any butter, cooking butter, margarine, whatever butter you are comfortable with. You could use. We're using 1 cup of butter. We're using 4 cups of sugar. But because we don't want her bread pudding to be too sweet, we're kind of health conscious, so we're using actually 2 cups of sugar. But you could, the recipe calls for 4 cups of sugar. We're using a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of vanilla, 2 tablespoons vanilla. We're using this brand of Benjamin's vanilla, 2 tablespoons actually of rose water. This is a very popular ingredient in Jamaican baked products, rose water. And we're using a tablespoon of mixed essence. We're using 2 teaspoons of nutmeg. There we go. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 8 cups of 2% milk. This milk, this is the brand we're using, but any milk is fine. All right, and we're going to also be using some soaked fruits. So these are raisins and fruits that we had soaked a couple of days. The longer you soak your fruits, the better. We've soaked them in rum and red wine. You could soak them in rum just by itself or wine just by itself, or you don't have to soak them at all, but the best result is to soak them as long as possible. So we're going to be using 1 cup of fruits and half a cup of the liquid from the fruits, the fruit wine. There you go. All right, so let's combine our ingredients. The butter, 8 cups of 2% milk, this is the nutmeg and the cinnamon, the vanilla, the salt, the sugar. We're going to just add the eggs. It's safer to crack your eggs in a bowl, but I'm being a little risky today. I'm cracking my eggs into the mixture. Ooh, look at that. See? Don't do that. Crack your eggs in a bowl, okay? Okay, so that's 6 eggs added to the mixture. Perfect. All right, we're now adding the fruits. 1 cup of fruits, raisin, mixed fruits. Here we go. I'm going to add another cup because I want my bread pudding to be fruity. And then we're going to pour some of that wine, the rum and the wine mixture, about half a cup, into the mixture. Perfect. And we have, if your fruit's left over, that's great. You could use, we're going to actually make rum and raisin ice cream with some of these leftover fruits. And you can also make Jamaican Christmas cake. If you're making Christmas cake and you have your fruit soaked for a year, that is even fine. All right, now we're going to whisk everything together, combine the mixture. Beautiful. You should smell it, guys. Oh my God. All right, so we're going to mix, whisk everything together. You're going to mix for about maybe 15 minutes or until everything is combined, whatever amount of time that takes. Make sure the eggs are completely beaten in there as well. If you have a mixer, you can also use a mixer. All right, so we've been mixing for a while. All the egg and everything is combined. Get everything in there. It looks beautiful. Now we're going to combine this with the breads that we prepared earlier. Let's switch this around. Now, this is the bread that we had cut up earlier. So if you didn't cut them small enough, you could use your hand and just get them nice and in cubes. Or it doesn't have to be perfectly cubed. They can be broken up, you know. It's completely imperfect. That's fine. We're going to add our mixture to the bread. There you go. Wow. Beautiful, guys. All right. Get it all covered there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Get all the fruits in there. I think I want some more fruits in my mixture, actually. I guess add some more fruits. Fruits are good for you, right? So yeah, you see, so baking, it's up to your preference, like what quantity of certain things you put in. If you want more fruits, you want more salt, you want less sugar, you want more vanilla, just use it to your preference, but you can always use our recipe as a guide for the standard. All right. Yeah, make sure your hands are clean and just massage that in there. Oh my God. This is a beautiful. All right. It's okay if some of the breads are not broken up, if they're a little bit chunky. That's fine. It gives the pudding a little bit of texture. But for the rest of the mixture, you can use a mixer, you can use a whisk if you want, but just not to make a mess, I'm using my hand and I'm crushing some of the breads here into the mixture. I'm leaving some of them in bigger pieces to give it some texture. All right, so we've got our mixture ready. Preheat your oven at 350 degrees. We're using a 12-inch baking container. You could use a bread baking container, a bun baking container, but we're using a 12-inch baking tin. We've already greased our container, so now we're going to pour some of the mixture into our baking container, our bacon. Ensure that the mixture, your fruits are evenly distributed throughout the mixture. A bit more in there. Perfect. Evenly distributed. All right, and I'm going to pour to top my bread pudding. I'm going to put some shredded sweetened coconut. Here's a package. You could get it in the supermarket. I'm going to just sprinkle some on top of my completed and beautiful. As many as you want, as much as you want. And here it is, ready for the oven. All right, so put it in the oven and put it right in there and bake for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. But you should check it before just to make sure that it's good. You stick a fork in it and you know if it's done.